Imagine you move from a place where you lived all your life. Imagine you move and you leave all your children and wife. Starting all over again, but no one you know is around. Well, they didn't have to imagine. They built it up from the ground. How does it sound? Not easy cause it isn't. Could have praised them, but it didn't. But the Ray Bond, that's a winner. And they ran straight to the finish. You get to know them up close and personal. Wait, just give me a minute. Welcome to the front row. Can I get a drum roll? Intentional. We may be immigrants, but we are still intentional. We are dependable. It's just that set the bar, but still the best of all. We are intentional.
Welcome to the Intentional Immigrants Podcast. I'm happy that you're able to join us today. My name is Yolanda Jack. Today I want to share with you 5 tips for migrating successfully. Yes, these tips will help you on your move to the new country. It's already hard enough that you're going into an unfamiliar environment. What if there are some things that you can do to help yourself so that the move can go as smoothly as possible? That's where I come in. The first tip I have to share with you is to have your passport ready and to ensure that it will not expire anytime soon. If you see that it will expire, say in 6 months or so, then I would recommend that you apply for a new passport. The second tip is to get all your documents together. These include, but are not limited to, your birth certificate, marriage certificate, divorce papers, deed poll if you've had a name change, titles for land or house, immunization cards for everyone, especially if you have children, social security number. In the case of Jamaica, it would be your TRN and NIS numbers, all your bank accounts and passwords to access these accounts. An important tip as well would be to have all the phone numbers of your contacts of your phone. What you can do, especially if you use Gmail, is to go into contacts and print off the listing of all your contact numbers as well as their email addresses. This will come in really handy in the event that you do not have access to your phone. Because when you settle in a new country, it does take a while to get yourself or get everything up and running so that you can function normally. So it will take a while for you to get a new phone number, etc. So at least you'll be able to print off the numbers of all your contacts. Let me ask you, if you were to dial someone's number without your phone, say you were stranded somewhere and you needed to make a call, how many persons' numbers would you be able to call? Just a little food for thought there. Your driver's license. You'd want to make sure that it is still valid. In addition, you'd want to ensure that you check out the driving requirements for the new country that you'll be moving to. You'll also want to ensure that you check out the driving requirements for the new country that you're going into. Will you be able to drive with that driver's license? Is there a special one that you need? And if you're able to drive, how long will you be able to use that driver's license in the new country? The fourth tip is regarding your bank accounts. My recommendation is that you merge or close some of your bank accounts. There's no need to have 5, 6, 7, 8 or more bank accounts, especially as we know there's not much in them anyway. And the little that you have in there, it's going into fees. Remember that there are fees associated with these bank accounts. So you go into the branch, close or merge some of your accounts, and also while you're there, update your contact information. Sign up to receive your bank statements via email and also sign up for online banking. If there's an indemnity form that you need to sign, which would allow you to give instructions by electronic means, then make sure you do that as well. One of the worst things that can happen to you is for you to be in this new country and you want to do some transaction within the bank and the bank says to you, oh no, you can't, because we have no documentation here that would allow us to take your instructions via email or by fax or any other means. Or even over the telephone, if you call them directly to say, can you do X or Y to my account, the first thing they're going to check is to ensure that they do have permission. Because remember, they have to protect themselves as well. So they will want to ensure that they do have permission to take instructions by electronic means. And my fifth and final tip is for you to sign up for online bill payments. If it is that you'll be getting any sort of bill or utility bill, etc. from your home country, then my recommendation is for you to sign up for online bill payment and to get your statements via email. That way, once you get your bill, you will be able to sign on to your online banking platform and you'll be able to pay your bill without having to hassle or ask anyone in your home country to pay your bills for you. That way, you're not turning a burden to anyone else and you have good record of your bills being paid. Sometimes, not saying that this will happen to you, but sometimes you do send your money for your bills to be paid and they are not paid. I want you to consider if something should happen to your parents who you've left your documents with. What if something should happen to them? Say they pass on, God forbid. What would happen to your documents that have been left behind? Chances are, if you are to go back for the funeral, you will not have time nor the presence of mind to gather your documents that are there. So these are the tips I want to share with you today. I've used them. They definitely made my move a whole lot smoother than if I didn't have them. I've provided a checklist that you can use just to see the documents or add the documents that will be required when you're making your move. And congrats on that move. Thank you for listening to the Intentional Immigrants Podcast. The Intentional Immigrants Podcast is available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. If you know of someone who would find these tips useful, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Because remember, we're here to help each other. Thank you to Xavier Anderson for providing music. Until next time, I am your host, Yolanda Jack, reminding you, he who watches the wind will not sow. He who watches the clouds will not reap. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4. You were born for greatness. Step out into your greatness so that mankind can benefit from you being here. So long, until next time.
Intentional, we may be immigrants, but we are still intentional. We are dependable, it's just that set the bar.